Click on the link that's right below this video, and that will take you over to practicetheguitar.com, and there you can practice this pentatonic scale exercise at 15 different tempos with full tablature, notation, and backing tracks, and individual backing tracks for the different types of chords, all that you can practice with, all designed to help you to improve your playing. Go check it out. For this video, I wanted to do a lesson that covers some of the different uses for the pentatonic scale over different types of chords. So we're taking the C minor 7 chord, the C7 chord, and also the C major 7 chord, and just going through some different uses of the pentatonic scale over those 3 different chord types, and just hopefully giving you some ideas to sort of extend the mileage that you can get out of the pentatonic scale. Obviously, the pentatonic scale has so many uses and so many colors to it that makes it so interesting and so very cool. And what I'm trying to do here is just show you that there are a lot of places that you can use the pentatonic scale other than just playing the pentatonic scale from the root of whatever chord that you're on. Over C minor 7, you could play the C minor pentatonic scale. If you're not familiar with the notes of that scale, that would be C, E flat, F, G, B flat, and C. So in this particular example, we're just essentially taking the minor pentatonic scale, all intervals as if you were in the key of C minor, and just simply putting it over that scale. That gives you very colorful intervals over that chord, and you're essentially treating the chord as if it could be the 1 chord of, say, C minor, for example, or it could also be the 2 chord of the key of B flat, and you could still use C minor pentatonic over that. You could also use this as if it was the 3 chord of the key of A flat major. C minor pentatonic would also still work in that situation as well. But this is the most common use for the minor pentatonic scale. It's just the minor chord with the minor pentatonic scale. The next example, which gives us a few more possibilities, would be the minor pentatonic scale over a C7 chord. So here's where it gets very bluesy, and what ends up happening is you're using the C as the root of the chord or the root of the scale, and then the E flat is functioning as sharp 9 in relationship to C7. So you're looking at that E flat as almost D sharp, because the 9th against C is D. If we make it D sharp, which is the inharmonic equivalent to E flat, then you have this really bluesy, hard blues type sound. And that's the most common use in blues for this example as well. We guitar players love using the minor pentatonic scale as the blues scale. Now, people often put the flat 5 in to make it even more bluesy, give that chromatic passing tone in there. But you don't have to use the flat 5 for the scale to function as the blues scale against the dominant 7th chord. And the next example would be to take the major pentatonic scale in relationship to C7. So in this case, what's happening here is you're essentially doing C, then D natural, which is the 9th or the 2nd degree, E, which is the major 3rd, G, which is the 5th, A, which is the 13th or the 6th, and then the root again. So there's the C major pentatonic scale. This is a much more happy, warm, not so hard blues sounding type scale. I always would call it the Allman Brothers type scale because it's always so very blue sky sounding. And you get those intervals. Now, C major pentatonic is also the same thing, or the same equivalent to A minor pentatonic. So that is really just the same exact notes, and is probably an easier way to look at switching from minor pentatonic to major pentatonic. So you literally can take that pattern and just move it down and get that switch between major and minor pentatonic. The next example is pentatonic from the 5th degree, which in this case is G minor pentatonic over C7, which, yes, it totally works. The G is the 5th, B flat, which is the flat 7, C, which is the root, D is the 9th, F is the 11th, and then G again. Very viable use over a C7 chord. Now, from here, switching to C major 7, we end up with you also being able to use, we can also use the A minor pentatonic scale or the C major pentatonic scale. Same exact notes, same exact function. There's no B or B flat in the C major pentatonic scale, so that's why it really just works over both C major 7 and C7. Hear that sound. Another example would be minor pentatonic from the 3rd degree. So you think of the 3rd degree of C, which is E. If you play minor pentatonic from there, you end up with the major 3rd, the 5th, the 13th against the C, and then you end up with the major 7, which is a really cool sound, of course, over the major 7 because it has the major 7 in there. The D, which is the 9th again. So this is another really cool application just to get a different sound and still use the pentatonic scale. For this final example, B minor pentatonic over the C major 7 chord. And what's happening there is you're essentially playing minor pentatonic from the 7th degree of C, and this gives you a Lydian sound because the B minor pentatonic scale has B, which is the major 7th, D, which is the 9th, E, which is the 3rd, F sharp, which is the sharp 11 or sharp 4. So essentially what's happening is the C major 7 is functioning as if it's the 4 chord in the key of G. Very cool sound. It gives you a very unique sort of approach to the that major 7 Lydian type sound over a major 7 chord. So what I've done in the lesson, an exercise that goes through all these different chord types, it essentially takes one 4-bar lick and moves it around the neck in a way which you're using these different pentatonic scales so you can hear and practice and see how it falls on the neck in relationship to the chord and the scale. And then I've made backing tracks that goes through those chord examples as well. Then I've made separate backing tracks that just do minor 7, that just do dominant 7, and just does major 7. So you can also practice for yourself these different uses of the pentatonic scale in relationship to each one of these chords. I think this will be a really useful exercise for guitar players that are looking to explore and expand the possibilities for the minor pentatonic scale. So if you think you'll enjoy that, just click the link that's right below here and go and check that out. Really hope you enjoyed this lesson. This was a difficult exercise to put together. Hope to see you next time.